do is my attention span is that of a 2-year-old. So I get very bored. So if I get bored with something's not working, I can start something else and go on to the next thing. I know some painters like to, and it works well for them, paint until it's complete. Go back and revisit and stuff like that. I do paint fast. Again, and I think it's because of my attention span, but also I think I want to create a spontaneity to it. The death of an artist is to constantly rework something. We work it, and next thing you know it's dead, and there's no resurrection going to happen again. You got to know when to stop. So, to tie it all together. What's interesting now is I'm starting to get bored with this particular style. I like the color, but I don't think there's a lot of texture going on in there. There may be some visual texture created by the brush stroke and the give and go relationship between the purples and the blues, but there's still not enough texture. I need some more spontaneity. So my new body of work that I'm working on right now is on watercolor paper, 300-pound watercolor paper, and they're all the same size for right now, 20 by 24, and I'm actually going back to acrylic because I'm trying to get a little more playfulness, a little more spontaneity, and with these I use the traditional brush and paint. Now I'm using brush, but I'm using palette knives now. I'm using some sponges to create some more spontaneity, more texture, and see how things are evolving. I have about 6 of them done already, and I showed only my closest friends who won't hurt my feelings too much to see if I'm on the right track. But they seem to be working, and I'm pleased. And I'm looking for the next associate show to bring them out and see what the public thinks. There's always interesting. This group side is a little quiet, so we're going to get you guys engaged. What kind of things do you feel about painting? You nod your head quite a few times. Are you a painter?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm more the realistic.
Okay.
I like realism and the true colors. These are pretty.
Right. Right.
Myself, I prefer the ones that are really real looking.
Real looking. Yeah.
Real colors, real.
Right. Right. And how about with you?
This is almost more like my alley. Like I'm her daughter, and I sort of got a little bit of artistic talent, but I'm not as good as her. But I sort of go for almost like what you got, where it's like realistic, but it doesn't look like a photograph.
Right.
But I love the colors. I think it's all beautiful. I love the trees, and I really love the nature.
And it is true. If somebody was here and said, I really don't like it, I don't like the color, it's too bold, I like earth tone, that's fine. Whatever works for you. I know that from the business side of it, I would say about 80% of my paintings right now sell in Florida, South Florida. So I show my work down there. I get down 3-4 times a year, obviously, because it's the colors that you see down there. You don't see too many of these colors up here in South Jersey, even on most spring day. I think they're more earth tones and things like that. And I tried working with them, but I found myself to be eternally not as challenged and not as emotionally stimulated. So that's what works for me. You notice there's no frames on these. I used to own a frame store, and my job at the frame store was to try to get you, the client, to put as many match lays, biggest, most expensive frame on there, so I can make my money. Right? But the artistic side of me says you got to watch and balance the frame with the piece. The frame was supposed to accent the piece, nothing more, nothing less. So it's all about presentation. When you have something really strong with a lot of